The former lineal and two-time heavyweight champion Tyson Fury has announced his retirement from boxing once again. This time, it's 1 month after losing his rematch to Oleksandr Usyk.
Hi everybody, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'd like to announce my retirement from boxing. It's been a blast. I've loved every single minute of it, and I'm going to end with this. Dick Turpin wore a mask. God bless everybody. See you on the other side. Get up!
Moving past his reference to an 18th century highwayman, Fury has called it quits via social media on several occasions. First in 2013, then again in 2017, and most recently in 2022 after his win over Dillian Whyte. This time, the news even surprised Fury's promoter Frank Warren, who clearly wasn't informed of his man's decision prior to the announcement.
No, I sent him a text, and that's it. I respect his decision. I've said all along, whatever he chooses to do, I'll support him in every way. I want him to be happy. He's done everything you can do as a fighter. Two-time world heavyweight champion, probably been involved in some of the best fights and certainly heavyweight fights of the 21st century. Great fights, exciting fights. I just want to be happy, and hopefully he will be.
At 36, Fury's loss to Usyk marked a failed attempt to regain his heavyweight titles in a bout which could have led to a potential mega fight with fellow former British champion Anthony Joshua. AJ's promoter Eddie Hearn expressed skepticism about Fury's retirement though, suggesting it could be a tactic to secure a bigger purse, should that fight happen anyway. I'm not going to accuse him of it not being genuine, but I think you get a better deal coming out of retirement, said Hearn. Or maybe he just hasn't got the stomach for it anymore. Beat twice and had enough. Doubt it. Who knows? Warren isn't so sure.
He doesn't need to do PR stunts. I mean, come on. He's a very, very wealthy guy. He doesn't need to do any of that. Facts of the matter is, that's what he's chosen to do. That's where he's at the moment. That's what he said. And that's the decision. I'm sure he's not just pulled it out of the air. He's obviously spoken with family, and everybody has to respect that.
The undisputed light heavyweight champion, Artur Beterbiev, has been warned by the former WBA champ, Dmitry Bivol, that revenge is coming when the two boxers clash in their February rematch.
Before I was so wanted to have these belts and nothing else. But today I want not only just belts, I want revenge. I wanna fix what I did before. I wanna win, not just belts. It's not only about belts now.
When the two first met in October of 2024, Bivol lost his world title and undefeated record. That meeting between two of boxing's best was marred in controversy, after Beterbiev secured the contentious majority decision win. The contest was extremely close, with both men separated by just 5 punches over the 12-round distance, which was the first time anyone had managed to hear the final bell in a bout with the champion.
No one usually hears the final bell, but he did. Why?
I don't know, because maybe he is luck that night. Because he is luck maybe that night.
You know, I don't believe too much in lucky. I think luck will come to people who work a lot, and I work on it, and I become lucky.
Their second encounter headlines what the event's promoters are calling the greatest boxing card ever, with 3 additional world title fights on the card. Those include the British bruiser Daniel Dubois' first defense of the IBF heavyweight title. He faces former WBO world champion Joseph Parker, and Parker thinks he has the experience to become the champ once again.
I'm just on a roll. I feel like, I'll be just too much for him, too strong, too fast. Everything he does, I'm gonna do better. And I'm confident, man. I ain't got to say too much. I don't do too much talking, so, just let the fans tune in. It's gonna be a great fight.
Listen, I've been boxing for a while, and I feel like I've only just begun now. I feel like I've got everything right now, and you're in for a treat.
Good. I'll teach you a few things in there. You know, if you just started, I'll teach you a few lessons, some new skills.
In other news, the super fight that most likely should never happen looks set to happen. Canelo Alvarez will reportedly face Terence Crawford this September 13 in Las Vegas. And if it's true, this is some peak boxing nonsense. The reports have come after a London meetup between Canelo and Turki Al-Sheikh. The Saudi Arabian promoter has bankrolled all the massive boxing events of the last few years, and he sounds keen on giving boxing's most lucrative star another easy payday. Canelo, who is the undisputed super middleweight champion, could and should fight any of the top contenders in his division. Instead, he's chosen Crawford, who, while being a two-weight undisputed champion and a pound-for-pound legend, is now 38 years old and a natural welterweight. Crawford will have to jump up 3 weight classes to take on Canelo, who has been dominating at super middleweight for years. The Mexican has even won a world title in the light heavyweight division. By comparison, Crawford is one of the best finishers in boxing, and his most recent win was for a junior middleweight title. He didn't dominate though, and he didn't get the knockout. Stepping up another 2 divisions to face Canelo, who has never been stopped, is a gargantuan task. But if this is real, and this is Bud's retirement plan, then there is no better way out for the legend. To worthy title fights, the IBF and lineal cruiserweight champion Jai Opetaia successfully retained his titles with a stunning knockout of New Zealand's Olympic bronze medalist David Nyika, after 4 rounds of non-stop power punching from both men. Nyika unloaded early with powerful combinations, but the Australian soon started to time Nyika, and in the 4th round, he sat his challenger down with his increasingly infamous heavy hands. Nyika beat the count, but not the combination that followed. With that league I'm in, I thought he was going to come out here and box and play games, said the champ after the win. But he come here and he slugged it out. He wanted these belts, and he showed that. I take my hat off to David. While Opetaia wants the rest of the belts, his promoter Eddie Hearn has his eyes on a much bigger bout for Opetaia in the next 12 to 18 months. The undisputed heavyweight champ and former undisputed cruiserweight champ, Oleksandr Usyk. I believe he's the only person right now, cruiserweight or heavyweight, who can give Oleksandr Usyk a real fight, said Hearn. But to do it, we've got to pick up every belt in the cruiserweight division first to give him the credibility, to make Oleksandr Usyk get in the ring. To the women, Caroline Dubois' 24th birthday celebrations weren't what she'd hoped for. The WBC lightweight champion's bout against Jessica Camara ended in the 3rd round with a technical draw due to a clash of heads that left Camara with a significant cut above her eye. Dubois, the younger sister of the heavyweight champ Daniel Dubois, dropped Camara in round 1 and continued the onslaught in round 2 when the head clash occurred. Before round 3 could begin, the cut above Camara's eye was too far gone and the ref had to call it off. I don't think she wanted it, Dubois said. I put her down with a straight right in the 1st round and her right eye was swollen from the punch. The blood wasn't coming in her face and she didn't want it. Terry Harper and the WBO belt is all I want. Claressa Shields is gearing up for a massive heavyweight world title defense against Danielle Perkins on February 2. But she's not shy about discussing a potential future opponent, YouTuber turned boxing superstar Jake Paul. I don't know if it's something that can happen, but I know that I can whip Jake Paul's ass, said the most decorated female boxer in history. And people who are against that are just sexist and they don't know boxing. At 29, Shields holds a perfect record of 15-0 with unified titles across 4 divisions. Standing 5'8", Shields expects to weigh in at around 79 kilos or 175 pounds for her upcoming first defense of the heavyweight title. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, 27, holds a record of 11-1 with 7 knockouts, mostly at cruiserweight, which has a 90 kilo or 200 pound weight limit. None of those were title fights, and only one, his loss to Tyson Fury's half-brother Tommy, was against someone you might call a boxer. Paul's most recent win, a unanimous decision victory over the 58-year-old boxing legend Mike Tyson, only strengthened Shields' conviction that she would beat him. Jake Paul showed that he has not gotten better with his skills, she said bluntly. He needs to train harder and better, and honestly, I think the girl that I'm getting ready to fight against, Danielle Perkins, can beat Jake Paul too. Shields takes on Perkins this February to become the first champion in history to be undisputed in 3 divisions. Let's hope Jake Paul will be at ringside, if only for the soundbites. In other news, undisputed junior featherweight champion Naoya Inoue has had to change up his next scheduled defense for the 2nd time in just 30 days. His Australian opponent Sam Goodman has suffered yet another eye injury in sparring. Japan's Inoue, one of boxing's top global superstars and arguably the current pound-for-pound champion, will now face South Korea's Ye Joon Kim on less than 2 weeks' notice. And in extremely disheartening news, former junior lightweight champion Jamel Herring has been arrested on suspicion of misdemeanor domestic violence and assault. The former Marine won the WBO title in 2019 and made 3 successful defenses before dropping the title to Shakur Stevenson in 2021. He then lost to Jermaine Ortiz in his next fight and retired soon after. Herring, 39, was taken to jail, and his bail was set at $50,000 for the alleged assault and $75,000 for the alleged domestic violence. His next court date is scheduled for January 21.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.